What's up, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Money. Let's say that you got your hands on a cool $1,000, be it saving it up, you got a gift, a stimulus check, whatever it is. What are you going to do with it? Well, you could go out and you could buy yourself a PlayStation 5. Those are pretty popular right now. You could get yourself probably the latest iPhone or Android phone, maybe not the best one, but one of the latest models. You could get one of the newest TVs. Heck, for $1,000, you can probably get about a 1,000-inch TV these days. Or you could put this money to use for your future. But how are you going to do it and where to put that money is always a question when you're just sitting on only $1,000, and we are going to get into that today. So any of this today would probably be good for anyone that's in any spectrum of the income range from low to upper income. This would probably apply. And you might be thinking, like, how could anyone with medium or upper income only have $1,000? Well, there's a lot of folks out there that still live paycheck to paycheck, even with substantial salaries and earnings. And a lot of times those are called high income poor, where they have a bunch of income but it all goes right back out, and they're essentially still paycheck to paycheck and one emergency or disaster away from financial ruin. The first thing that we're going to get into is investing in yourself. And this is especially important if you are low income, low wage, low skill type of job. This will give you the education and the increase in income for you to aggressively save and invest for your future that wouldn't be possible if you didn't invest in yourself. The best part about this is $1,000 can go a long way into getting some other certification, some sort of experience, some sort of class, for you to get a better job that pays quite a bit better than maybe like a minimum wage, low skill job or whatever. It may not pay for the entire thing, but it is a great down payment on your education for your success in the future. And so what you want to do is look for a certification or a skill that is marketable, that has income potential and income growth potential. So when I'm talking about this, like a CDL, maybe a real estate license. If you have a real estate license, the income that you are able to generate is essentially unlimited because it is based on results. So if you sell, 5 houses, you can make twice as much potentially if you sell 10 houses, or if you sell houses that are worth twice as much as the other 5 houses, you can potentially make twice as much there. And depending on how much work you want to put into it, it could be a very lucrative career. And then you can get into, again, the just skilled trades like welding, HVAC, or whatever that you might be interested in. I know for a fact, having several friends in the trade businesses, that they are looking for people in the worst way, that as long as you can show up and pass a drug test, that you can be hired and you will start out at a very good wage for entry-level labor, and then easily get up into the $30 to $60 an hour range, depending on what your skill level ends up being. Like I said, the $1,000 may not get you all the way to the completion of one of these programs, but it will give you a definite head start. And you can look at community colleges for this. Will have these trade programs. They have quite a few programs, and even things that aren't necessarily hands-on outdoors, like IT or whatever. And you may even be able to find free college tuition for these programs. For example, in Kentucky, there are several programs in the community college system that we have in Kentucky that are eligible for free tuition. So that is something to definitely take a look at in order to increase your income and put this $1,000 to work for your future. Now, this is the path that I took. I was in my early 20s. I was a low skill, no college kid. I didn't particularly want to go to college. I had a good job in the mid-teens per hour with great benefits, and I had a pension, but it just wasn't for me. It didn't have the income potential that I wanted. It wasn't really the type of work I wanted to be doing. It was a lot of outdoor construction, maintenance type of stuff. So what I did was I enrolled in a certificate program in a field that I was passionate about. Now, this back in 2006 cost about $6,000 or $7,000, but it was extremely intensive and a very condensed, rapid pace course that was able to get me to where I wanted to be. I took this at a major university, so I did have to pay the typical tuition rate. It has since gone up in price to about $10,000, but like I said, that $1,000 back when I did this would have been a great down payment on that. But I was hired in my field before I even finished the program, and my salary increased at that point by about $16,000. And then I ended up staying in that field, and after I got some more experience and a lot more training and got some very specific qualifications, I end up upgrading employers, and now I make around $100,000 with an extremely generous benefit package and a pension that I can retire on at a very early age. This, with no college education outside of the certificate program, gave me some college credits, but I don't have a degree of any kind, not even an associate's degree, and so I am very much a skilled labor type of person. But that investing money into myself has changed my life forever, and it's put me down a completely different path. I'm probably making 2 to 3 times what I make versus what I would have made if I would have stayed in that construction maintenance field, and my work environment is much better. I will retire earlier. It's just much better off for me, and it can be that way for you as well. So if you take that $1,000 that you have, invest it into yourself and into your education, it can provide you a much better career for yourself. It can provide you much more income, and it allows me to live a much better life, the one that I want to live, and allows me to have excess money that I can invest in stock markets. I can invest in real estate, and I can invest in really anything that I want to, and will allow me to have a very comfortable post-career working retirement, so to speak. Now, next up, you can use that $1,000 to start paying down high interest debt if you have it. A lot of people would have put this first, is paying down that debt and getting that monkey off your back would be better off than investing in yourself. But investing in yourself will make it a heck of a lot easier to pay off high interest debt and invest money, because you will be earning more money. And in a lot of cases, once you earn that more money, it is very easy to pay off that debt. But if you have debt that's interest rates are higher than 5 to 7%, it definitely makes sense to pay that off versus investing in, like, for example, markets that earn approximately 10%. And it's going to just be mentally better for you to not know that you have all of this debt being on your shoulders and just weighing you down, and you're making all these payments on it. And oftentimes, if you're making minimum payments, you're getting very little paid off on that principal. So again, if you're over 5 or 7%, definitely pay that off. If you're under 5% or more like under 4%, it is probably better just to go ahead and pay that in the normal payment schedule if you want, and invest the money that you would have been paying towards that. But again, I know that it is mentally relieving not to owe money and to not have to pay those debts. So it is whatever you want to do at that point, if the interest rate is still in a reasonable amount. And we're going to get into credit cards here in just a second, and those are where things get insane, and that you need to handle that right away. But paying off debt is equivalent to instant returns, because that 7% that you're saving is just as equivalent as 7% earnings in markets or any type of other investments. Credit card debt is a big one to pay off almost as soon as you can. The average rate of credit card debt is 16%. So on that $1,000 that you have saved up that you could put towards that, 16% is $160 per year that you are going to be paying to that credit card company in interest. Now, I looked on the internet, and the highest rate that I could find was 36%. And this is absolutely insane. Whoever is out there getting 36%, whatever company, is just simply raking in cash, and it is just absolutely outrageous. But that is out of $1,000. So per $1,000, you're going to be paying $360 per year on that credit card. A lot of times I see credit cards around 24, 25% for your interest rate carrier. That's 2% a month. And that is a lot of money to be paying out. So if you have credit card debt and you are making the minimum payments, or you're not paying it off, it behooves you to pay that off as fast as you physically can, because it is just going to murderize your finances, and you can use this $1,000 to pay that off. But again, if you have rates that are 4% or less, you may be better off investing that money for the long haul. Mathematically, psychologically, you may be better off paying that off so that you can have that monkey off your shoulder and not have that payment hanging over your head. The third thing you can do is smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Doesn't cost anything. The returns are astronomical. And after you're done with that, we can talk about opening up an investment account for you to invest that $1,000 in. If you don't have any kind of investment account outside of your retirement stuff that you may be offered at work, and if you don't have that set up and they offer you a match, for God's sake, set that up and get that match, or you're just leaving money on the table. But if you already have that done, you've got this $1,000, open up that investment account. Put that $1,000 in there and watch it grow. Not only is it fun to watch your money grow, because if you invest in like a total market fund that returns approximately 10% annually, that $1,000 is going to be worth $1,100 at the end of the year. And then what would it be? $1,211 the year after that, and so on and so forth. And it will continue accelerating over time. And if you add more money to that every month or every payday or every whatever day that you decide, that will compound and increase exponentially at a rate that will probably surprise you with how fast it goes up. Investing that money every single month is going to put you in a good habit that, like, say, when you get paid or when you get money from maybe like your rental investments or whatever, you will have a habit of just putting that money in there, and it won't be that big of a deal. It won't be like you're spending that money. It's just what you do every month. Just be sure to invest early in your life and be sure to invest often, and you will be able to see that money grow over time. And that is super fun to open up your account and look at the gains that you have gotten, and you can see that you're like, I didn't do anything for this money except put it in this account and let it grow, and it is doing its thing. And eventually there will be so much money in there that you can step away from your employment, and that money will just grow and be your income for the rest of your life. And then you can set about doing whatever it is that you want to do with your life. That can be started with just a $1,000 investment into some sort of index fund or ETF that will put you on the path of financial freedom. It's a super powerful thing to think about, and it can start with just the very least amount of money. And I keep looking down because I'm looking at the $1,000 that I threw on the floor earlier. All right, guys, so if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button for me. If you're not a subscriber yet, be sure to subscribe. If you have an extra bit of money around, think about using it for one of these objectives. The number one thing, investing in yourself, can really change your life forever, especially if you feel like you're stuck in a dead end and your life is going nowhere. This can lift you up. It can propel you to the next level. It will take some work on your part. It will take some personal sacrifice, but I guarantee you that it will be worth it in the end. I appreciate you guys watching today, and I will see you next time.